predicting WrestleMania, and it's only November. We're going to do this in December, January, all the way up to April when it is WrestleMania season. So, who do we start with? Although, let me give you a time frame. The last show I watched was John Cena's last War. So we've got War Games now coming up. So I'm starting off with quite a big match, and it's probably the most out there one of all of them already. So this is Jacob Fatu versus Bronson Reed. I bet you didn't expect that. Well, let me explain why. This is kind of out there, isn't it? So Drew was meant to face Fatu at a number one contender for uh, Cody's WWE title. Obviously, Fatu got injured. We're wondering who hurt him. I'm going to say the Vision. Like, why is Drew now in the War Games? Paul Heyman always does something for a favour, doesn't he? So maybe that was the favour. Drew needed to beat Fatu and get in that number one contenders, and Paul Heyman used the Vision to take Fatu out. I got Von Breakker in the World Championships, so that's why I'm only having Bronson Reed face him. Something will go on where they don't need Von Breakker. That would be Bronson Reed versus Jacob Fatu. Who will win this? I think Jacob Fatu would win this. It'll be a one-on-one. And would there be shenanigans? There's always shenanigans, but this is WrestleMania. I prefer one-on-ones at WrestleMania, so most of these are. But I tried to put a few multi-men in there just because Triple H loves multi-men or women. So that's my first prediction. Bronson Reed to lose against Fatu. Next up, I've got AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella. That's a good one, right? So, two old era stars that have kind of recently returned. Got Nikki Bella going for the World Championship at the moment. Don't think she'll win that. So, I don't think this will be for the World Championship, even if it was. Like, that's a long time for Nikki Bella to hold it, and that's not happening. Um, so, good match. I think AJ Lee would beat her with the Black Widow. I love that move. It's a great finisher. I mean, did anyone else predict this? How have I not seen anyone else predicting this? To me, that's kind of obvious. That's why they've turned Nikki Bella heel. Like she's going to be. It's a long time though. WrestleMania from now, all the way in April. It's like 5 months away, nearly half a year. Will Nikki Bella still be around? Will AJ Lee still be around? Surely they'll come back for WrestleMania. I think they'll go for a while and then they'll come back close-ish and then them two will run it. AJ Lee to beat Nikki Bella. Pretty confident with that one. I can't believe no one's predicting that. So the last of the non-title matches. Gunther may be retiring Brock Lesnar because I'm going to have him retire John Cena. He's going to win that tournament and beat John Cena, and that's going to become his thing because he retired Goldberg. So he's going to retire Goldberg. He's going to retire John Cena, and potentially Brock Lesnar here. So I'm going to have Gunther beat Brock Lesnar. The only trouble is I've got someone retiring later in the show. So two retirements in one night. And obviously that's not going to be Gunther retiring them. So I don't know. But even if it's not a retirement, the match I'm calling is Gunther versus Brock Lesnar and Gunther to win. I think this will be a really good match and I'll be really excited to see that. I don't like seeing Brock Lesnar lose because, again, I like winners, 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 and he's always been a big winner to me. But lately, he's been losing. That John Cena match, what John Cena match? We don't like that. We didn't watch that. Oh my god, I barely dare to say this one because it's you're not going to hate me for saying this, and it's probably so wrong. But my prediction for the women's and the first of the tag matches, by the way, the women's tag titles, I've got a return and Liv Morgan facing off against Roxanne Perez for the tag title because I'm going to have Raquel Rodriguez already has one, but when Liv returns, she doesn't know who's meant to have it because they're both. She was a tag team with Liv and she was a tag team with Roxelle. But then again, if she's won the title, surely it's whoever she won it with. That's why I always thought this would happen when before they lost the belts. I thought they were going to hold them until Liv come back, and then it's like, oh, well, who's actually like Roxanne's only holding it until Liv come back. So it doesn't make as much sense now, but and it's very weird to have a singles match for the tag team championships. I think everyone will hate that, but that's what I wrote down. That's what I'm going with, even though now thinking about it, I probably should have done something else. But and I also think Liv will beat Roxanne Perez. But then again, I think Liv will be more likely to go on a singles run than Roxanne Perez. I honestly think Raquel is the one that should go on a singles run and put Liv and Roxanne together, make them become friends somehow. So I don't think it's a battle over Dom. I think it's a battle over Raquel. See who'll be the champion with her. So the Women's Intercontinental Championship, not on the show. Sorry about that. So we'll move on to the Women's US Championship, which is currently Chelsea, but I think she will be beaten by Charlotte Flair. So it's nice to have her as champion again. I love Charlotte Flair. Even when everyone hated her, she was probably my favourite. I love people that win and win and win. I think it makes a big star. Like, how do you make a big star if they don't win and win and win? You know, and when they finally get beaten, it's like, oh, like if they don't win and win and win, who cares? So yeah, I was a massive fan of Charlotte. I still am, and I think she will beat Chelsea Green for the US Championship, and then take that to Wrestlemania to face Alexa Bliss. Probably saw that one coming, didn't you? But yeah, I think Alexa Bliss will go the heel here after she's helped Charlotte a lot. So it's only fair that she now beats Charlotte for the US Championship, and I think that's what's going to happen here. Um, it's probably one of my more confident ones that will happen in these predictions. I love Alexa Bliss as well, by the way. What I really like is when she's a single star, especially when she was the goddess and she had the women's SmackDown title, I think, and she does that with it, put it behind there. Like, that's unique. Who else does that? I think she's great on the mic. Her and Charlotte are awesome, and to see them face off against each other would be great. And that will make that bloody US Championship mean something, because what are they doing with it, man? So yeah, you need some star power in that, and what's bigger than them two? I love them both, and that will be awesome. So next, we've got the WWE Tag Team Championships, men's. Or, of course, they're men's. Not on the show for me. So we've got the World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. That's a mouthful. I've got the Usos taking on the MFTs. I think the MFTs will be champions by that point. But they're going against. No, stop it, Luke. That's my prediction. I did have them against New Day. I think that would be good because of roles are reversed, but New Day's had it and they weren't very good with them. So Usos to beat the MFTs. Be nice to have the Usos back together because I'm not enjoying their single runs. Wish Jimmy would do a bit better. And then hopefully, if the Usos get back together, we can stop the boring. So stupid. And then we can have. See, I would want to see them as heels, though, the Usos with the titles. I'm just a heels guy. I love the heels. I don't know why. Am I evil? I just think they make for better stories. Heels can do anything. Baby faces have to be strictly good, and I'm just a heels guy, as I keep saying. So, Usos to beat the MFTs. So the men's Intercontinental Championship. This is a bit of a story. Hold on. So you got Dominic Mysterio winning it back off John Cena at War Games, is it? And then I'm going to have Sheamus beat Dom for it. He'll be the Grand Slam champion. And then he announces, when I lose this championship, I retire. So there's my other retirement match. Sheamus retires when he loses it at WrestleMania against Aleister Black. That's a good match. I like that. I hope that happens because, I mean, this is my predictions. This isn't what I want. But that match I do want. I think that would be a really good match. I haven't seen them two before, I don't think. And I wouldn't mind Aleister Black retiring Sheamus because even though it could be a Gunther thing to do because he's got this retiring John Cena retiring Goldberg, maybe retiring Brock Lesnar. Hmm. But anyway, I've put Aleister Black. I think that'd be a great match. It doesn't matter that there's no nostalgia there between them two because uh, Aleister Black can win, celebrate, leave, and then you can leave Sheamus in the ring to do all his goodbyes. People could come down and say goodbye to him. Uh, that'd be sad for me because Sheamus was my favourite for a long time. It went Bret Hart, then it went on to Edge, then it went on to Sheamus. Um, so he's kind of the last favourite I've had. He's not my favourite. So next, another great match. This could be the match of the night. We've got the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. We've got Stephanie Valkyrie holding all the way to WrestleMania against an Oscar, against Io Sky, against Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky have had a lot of great matches over the year, but if we're adding a freaking Oscar into that, who's awesome in her singles since she's been back, by the way. Kind of gutted she's gone back with Kairi Sane because when she was in that tournament when she first returned, I was like, wow, this is Oscar. Yeah, she's great. Um, and Stephanie Valkyrie is great as well. So put them four together, also making a multi-woman match because I had to put some in there. I originally had Stephanie Valkyrie versus Oscar, which, yeah, do I prefer that? I think so, but got to do some multi ones in there. So, other than them four, who'll win? Oscar. I hope. Sorry, I predict Oscar. Um, I'd love to see Oscar win that. I'd love again another heel again. Uh, Oscar, and I think she will tap out Stephanie Valkyrie. I think she'll actually beat the champion, and then still got this Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley thing where Rhea can't beat Io Sky. I hope they just keep that forever. I hope she can never beat her. Like, not everything has to be broken. Just keep it going and going and going, you know? So, yeah, Oscar to become the new World Heavyweight Champion, and that would be awesome. The United States Championship ain't on the show for me. I don't think Ilya Dragunov will still be the champion in a way, but it's not on the show in a way. So, in my opinion. So we'll move on to the World Heavyweight Championship. I now think that CM Punk will keep the title all the way to WrestleMania, and then a Royal Rumble winner in Bron Breakker will challenge him for the title. I also think that Seth Rollins will return and sneak his way into that match somehow, but I think Seth Rollins will take the pin. Bron Breakker will pin Seth Rollins and become the new heavyweight champion. Do I like that? Yeah, I don't mind that. I'd rather it just be Bron Breakker versus Seth Rollins because I think Seth Rollins is the man of the year again. Um, CM Punk, as long as he loses the championship, that's okay for me. Uh, but yeah, I think Bron Breakker winning the championship at them three would be the best pick. So there's your new World Heavyweight Champion. So this one could be exciting. Get ready for this, even though everyone already predicts it in a way, probably the most obvious one. But it's the Women's WWE Championship. Jade Cargill holds all the way to WrestleMania with a returning Bianca Belair to beat her at WrestleMania. This is becoming quite a theme, innit? Like a return to come and beat him. Maybe she'll win the Royal Rumble. Uh, yeah, I think she'll win the Royal Rumble. Bianca Belair will win the Royal Rumble and defeat Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. It's the only one that makes sense to me. It's the only one I want. And this big bad Jade at the moment, imagine her in April if she holds till then. She could be really big and bad. Please don't do Tiffany Stratton again. This title has only been rematch after rematch lately, hasn't it? So give me a Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill, please. So the last of my predictions, the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes holds it all the way to WrestleMania. That's what we're talking about, Luke. Um, I think Randy Orton might come back at War Games, and I think he will help the baby faces to win. But on the next Raw or SmackDown, I think Cody is. That's when he'll turn on Cody. Cody will call him out to be like thanks or whatever, and then, or maybe he'll come out after the match to help Cody, and then he'll turn on him. Like maybe Brock's kicking the living daylights out of him after the match, um, or maybe the bad guys will win. I do think because I was thinking the bad guys would win this War Games, and then I was like, but Randy, I think Randy will come out afterwards and help, yeah, help Cody or the good guys, baby faces being attacked, especially by Brock Lesnar and Drew. And then the next SmackDown, he'll turn on Cody, and then we'll have the WrestleMania match. That's a long way from War Games, though, isn't it? Hmm. Maybe it won't come out of War Games because I don't even know if people come out of War Games. Can they? Is that possible? Maybe this will happen much later, but I'm still predicting that it'll be Cody versus Randy Orton for WrestleMania. And I think Randy Orton's going to win that by punting him in the head. But then I have two heels as the champions after WrestleMania, and that doesn't usually happen. It's usually the baby faces. Nope, I'm sticking. I've done it. That's my November. Maybe it'll change in December. We'll see. But there you go. There's my predictions for November for WrestleMania. Way too early. If I'm right about all of these, man, I must be a god and I deserve a championship myself. Have a good day. See you later.